Please give a big, warm, happy, loving AGC welcome to our speaker tonight, Lois Koffi!
I don't know if I can live up to that. That was amazing. Well, thank you guys so much for being here tonight. I'm super honored to be a part of this. I want to first of all, also acknowledge Travis. When he told me about his founding of this organization and the goals of helping people personally develop themselves, help them develop themselves professionally, I'm like, I am all in. I'm all about that. So tonight, yes, we are going to talk about sales. Woohoo! Okay, good. I wanted to test my audience. How many of you guys love sales? Okay. Well, this is you might be bored then, because I want to share my passion for sales and convey it to you, since you're all business owners, salespeople, and even if you have a space in a corporation, we can all be better at sales. Would everyone agree?
Yes.
So I really believe, I was lucky to get into sales at a young age. I know that my kids are my inspiration. They're my why for a lot of sales, and they're also teaching me a lot about how awesome we are as kids at sales. It's like my daughter, she's 6, but when she was 3, she started early in the morning. She'd be like, "Mom, I want candy." And I said, "No, not for breakfast." And every hour on the hour, she'd be like, "I want candy." I'm like, "Nope." And I said, "Maybe in the afternoon." On the third or fourth no, I lost track after a while, and it was 12:01. She came up to me and said, "Mom, it's 12:01. I want candy." So what do you think I did? I gave her candy. My son, he's now 10, but when he was 6, he got his first dinosaur. And after that, he was like, "This isn't enough, Mom. I want a collection. I want many dinosaurs." And I said, "Well, you got one. That's good enough. Maybe next year for Christmas, maybe your next birthday." That did not placate him. Every week, he was like, "Mom, I want a dinosaur." And I said, "I know, you're good." After about 6 or 7 no's, he said, "Mom, I know you're a logical person, and I know you want me to do more chores, right?" And I said, "Well, yeah. What if we set up a point system, and I did more chores, and every time you gave me points for my chores, and then I got 300 points, and I get a new dinosaur?" It's like, whoa, he's good. So guess how many dinosaurs he has now? He has a collection of 15 dinosaurs. So we were born for sales, but somewhere along the way, we lost that ability. Have you guys heard of the movie Coffees for Closers? That is the title of my talk. It's not just because I'm a professional coffee drinker, but it's actually my signature speech, because a lot of people, as we get older, as life happens, we may have had a bad experience with a salesperson. Has anybody had a bad experience with a salesperson? I got into sales at a young age, right out of college, 22. I discovered a job wasn't for me. I quit almost as fast as I started, and I got into real estate. And I loved it. I loved going in the office every day, creating my own time. And I was young enough that rejection didn't bother me, but as I got older, it started to bother me more. And then there's this perception of sales, whether it's used car salesmen, different professions get bad reps. And then you see the movie Coffees for Closers. Has anybody seen it? It's at Glenn Ross. Thank you. Sorry, Glenn Ross. So I'm not going to show you the clip because it's not PG. But if you want to Google that later, and you'll know what I'm talking about. But there is that perception that it's all about selling. It's all about closing. How many of you guys go to a networking event to buy something? Other than wine or beer, maybe. Yeah, and that's the perception that I've seen a lot in my sales forces. I've had the pleasure of training people in real estate and direct sales, network marketing, health and wellness, and fitness. But ultimately, what is your mindset with sales? That is going to determine your income. How many of you guys would like to make more sales and more money this year? Okay, so my hope tonight, and I am a college professor at heart, so if you want to take notes, feel free. I'm going to put the fire hose on you. I know I only got 15 minutes, so I'm going to do my best. But ultimately, I want you to take away one nugget tonight that will maybe shift your mindset and help you make more money in the second half of the year. So a lot of people will have that relationship. They feel like they're selling something. But that's not the case. It's about your perception and your mindset. And I keep turning this back and forth. All right. So my definition of sales is this. It's service. Jim Rohn and Zig Ziglar were some of my first mentors in sales, and they always said sales is the highest calling and the highest paid profession as a result of that, because you are finding a need with relationships that you trust and filling it, and oh, by the way, you get to get paid for that. Is that cool?
Yeah.
Cool.
That's what gets me up every morning. That's what I love about sales. However, there's these statistics out there, and I've seen it in all of my sales forces, and I've seen it in my children. Remember I said my daughter would go 4 or 5 no's and then she would get a yes? My son, probably pretty similar. And these statistics, by the way, if you want me to email you these slides, I will. Just, give me your business card afterward. But these statistics prove that. 48% of salespeople never follow up with a prospect. Never. They meet them once, and they never follow up. 25% people make a second contact and stop. And going all the way down, it says 80% of sales are made on the 5th to 12th contact. And so that's the most important thing to remember. And a lot of people, it's about rejection. If you're rejected on the first one, so what, right? Keep going. But what is your relationship with rejection? There's a great statement up here that says, fear of rejection is the single greatest reason that people fail in sales. But what if you switch that paradigm, and instead of I have the fear of rejection, and said, you know what, I welcome rejection. I go out and I seek it. And play a game with it. Gamify your rejection and say, I'm going for no. There's that book out there. I'm sure you guys have all heard of it. First time you get rejected, you get it and it bothers you. Second time you get it and it doesn't bother you. So you're going for a third no. You get it and you turn it to your advantage, just like my kids, right? And then, of course, the same thing. You get it and you have fun with it. So another thing about sales is the hunting versus farming approach. One of my mentors in real estate always said, think like a hunter, but work like a farmer. And I was super grateful to have grown up on a farm in Iowa. And ultimately through that process, I saw my dad work basically 365 days a year, 7 days a week. So I'm not telling you to do that as salespeople. But you plant the seeds, you water them, you see them grow. And at the same time, you're always looking for who can I help now? Who can I help today? So I've won a lot of accolades, and I've had a lot of success because of that mindset. So what I want to do really quickly, because I know we don't have a ton of time left, and this is where you may want to take notes or have me email you some of this information, but I'm going to teach you the quick 4 steps to ABC, always be closing. And again, Glenn Ross, you can appreciate that once you see the movie. And the hope is that you'll always be closing and make more sales this year than ever before. So number 1, ask yourself every day when you wake up, or maybe after you wake up, go to the bathroom, all that other stuff, what is your BPV? Not blood pressure, although that might be important too in sales. But number 1, what is your B? What is your belief? What is your belief about sales? We already talked about mindset, so you gotta make sure that's shifted. But what is your belief about yourself? Are you saying your affirmations every day? What is your belief about your product? Because I can almost guarantee you your end of day results is directly correlated with your belief. And so before you make that sales call, before you have that meeting, ask myself, what is my belief today? And if you don't have that belief yet, maybe you're brand new to sales, borrow your belief. Borrow your belief from your mentor. Borrow your belief from someone who you know, like, and trust. Then, of course, your P, your passion. Are you showing up with passion? Just like Jason, Travis, my gosh, they're some of the most passionate people. That's why I follow them. That's why I wanted to be here. That's why I want to be a part of this organization. If you show up kind of like, hey, how you doing? Does that sell? But if you're like, hey, I really love AGC, you should come and check it out. Or in sharing what you're doing, people follow people that are passionate. And then, of course, the V is the vision. So again, are you sharing your vision with your prospects? People follow people with vision. If you don't have a vision, your business will perish. And if you're creating that value and sharing something of value, even if it's free, I'm going to talk about that next. So listen. Step number 2 is listen and form. So listen, you've all heard this adage, God gave you 2 ears and 1 mouth, and what are you supposed to do? Use them proportionally. Yeah, you guys know this stuff. So first you want to listen. Always, take notes. Ask for permission, of course. Sometimes people are freaked out by that. But form the relationship. In real estate, I also heard of it as Ford, but I like form better because we form relationships in sales and networking, right? So the F for the acronym form is, tell me about your family. And also, where are you from? And first 5 seconds. So family, where are you from? And that first 5 seconds, that first impression can make all the difference in the world. The O stands for what? Occupation. So you guys are going to teach me right along with everyone else. Occupation. What is it that you do? Because do you think that matters to them?
Yeah.
It helps pay the bills, put food on the table. I think it's probably something they might be proud of, right? R is recreation. What do they love to do? We got a lot of great salespeople in here. And M is, what is their mission in life? Purpose, their why, their drive. D is also, what is their dream? So instead of form, if you use Ford, what is their dream? Because maybe you have something that can help them get there. And Woody Allen says 80% of life is showing up. So just remember how you show up when you're forming that relationship also is a huge part of it. Then you take it away. Just take it away. You don't want to vomit on them, right? Just walk away. Leave them wanting more. It's like your first date, kind of, maybe, sort of. You don't kiss on the first date, right? Number 3 is massive follow-up. I already alluded to this, though. Your follow-up starts when? At the hello. Jerry Maguire, you had me at hello. You're going to either repel them or attract them in that first moment. Your smile, all of that kind of stuff. But obviously, you've heard this before, the fortune is in the follow-up. How are you following up? There's a story, when I got in real estate, I heard this, I'll never forget it, and they said there was a fictitious realtor that they created. They sent it out to a whole subdivision, and in that subdivision, nobody knew this person because, of course, they were fake, but they sent them a mailer week after week, 8 weeks, and at the end of the 8 weeks, they called everyone in that subdivision, and guess who they said they would list their home with? Mr. Fictitious Jones, who didn't really have a pulse or fog a mirror. But it was that repetition. So what I teach my salespeople is an 8x8 campaign. Touch people within those 4 to 8 weeks, 8 times minimum. And of course, use a CRM, a client relationship manager, to follow up, because there's no way. I mean, if you use Post-it notes, good luck with that. So I have an example of an 8x8 campaign I'd love to share with you. Do you follow up in the first 24 hours, first 48 hours? How do you follow up in that first week? How do you follow up in that second week? I've designed plans for people like that, all in all. So you want to have a plan, because if you don't plan, the follow-up may not happen. And last but not least, be a master steward of your time. Time is money, right? How many of you guys have time to waste? Yet, we all have the same 24 hours in a day, but why is it some people are so much more successful and get more done? Focus and all sorts of other stuff. But really, how are you using your 24 hours? One challenge exercise I'd have you do is, what are the top 5 things you do every day, and are you doing them with excellence, and how much time does each one take? And measure that. So last but not least, I just share with you guys, just use those 4 steps. If you have any questions, if there's anything else I can do, but just remember, as a salesperson going out there, you are an inspiration to other people. I love sales, I love helping people, and I got to admit, I love making money that goes with that. But at the end of the day, I love to inspire, educate, and empower people to be the best version of themselves. So as salespeople, that's what I want for you each and every day. And I hope, Travis, if I can make one more announcement. Part of sales has helped me accomplish many, many dreams and build amazing relationships with a lot of people here. And I'm so honored to have been able to speak here tonight. One of my dreams is being fulfilled on Friday. I'm driving out west and heading back to sunny Southern California, whence I came 10 years ago. And a lot of it has to do with goals and dreams and everything that I talked about, but it all had to do with building sales forces, helping develop leaders, helping develop myself with a lot of the help that is here tonight. And so go for your dreams, inspire yourself every day to keep going, because it is possible. Whatever your dreams are, they can happen. And I know AGC can help. Thank you.